Good morning. Where'd I put those glasses? Jesus, my glasses. Ah, I set down my glasses and I can't find them already. Give me a second, guys. Doo, 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 doo. It's Saturday. I just got up not too long ago. There's my glasses. You're in my living room. This is the studio for now. And you see a ton of toys on the shelf. That's not actually how it actually is when we settle in, but that's how it is right now while I rejig this house. Good morning, everybody. Uh, I'm Crusty Old Crow with dirty glasses, and I'm back. Um, what can I say? I've been gone for a long time. What are you gonna do? Um, those of you that know me know, you know, generally why I've been gone. It's been a tumultuous year to say the least, with a separation and housing a family under moving conditions for a year where everybody's living out of boxes and whatnot. But now that's come to an end. Everybody's in their proper housing. Everybody's good to go. And I am all set up, as you can see, unpacking my place and getting things here for me. So I'm going to quickly say good morning to those of you who are up early. I hope you guys got your cereal. I want to say hi to Son of Crayon Slayer. Good morning to you, buddy. And Shane over at Same Time Toys is obviously up as well. 3-star draw. I knew you'd be up because I was just talking to you, buddy. Uh no, did I get Evil Dookie? You're here too. Good morning, Evil Dookie. And I did say good morning to Son of Crayon Slayer. So uh yeah, so today I'm only planning on being on for about an hour to 2 hours at the most. I got things I got to do this afternoon. And oh, I'm sorry to see this one here, Shane. So weekend. That's my cat's ass. Can you move? Thank you. Yeah, so I got things I got to do this afternoon. And I'm just appreciating the outdoors right now because if you look at that window, hey, it's the first time you've seen me in a while where there's not a ton of snow on the ground, but there is a ton of rain right now. Currently, my son is at a cadet camp, and the lightning and the rain started as soon as we pulled in and I dropped him off, which I think is the best military experience he could ever get in his life. I was like, right on. Somebody turned up the suck knob. Go enjoy training, son. But I half expect to get that call later on today saying, come get them. We can't do anything in this crap. Anyways, yeah, so today I've got a couple of figures I'm going to open in front of you. I couldn't wait. So I opened one already today, just so I could, please that dopamine release. I opened up Marvel Boy, and I threw him on the shelf with my Dakin, Ms. Marvel, and Norman Osborn for the Dark Avengers. And I'll pull Dakin and him down and show you guys in a little bit because Dakin is an amazing figure. I'm actually really impressed with Dakin, but of course, trying to fulfill that Dark Avengers roster that they have. Um, I actually forgot all about Marvel Boy till I watched Roddy Riles' review of the Dark Avengers for her Marvel stuff. And it totally reminded me that this figure was out there. I could have had this for $4 at Toys R Us back when one of the locations were closing. But no, totally forgot. So when I went to the ones that was still open, yeah, 20 bucks. Anyways, gonna talk about that, but I am going to open an XMen 97 Wolverine to add to my Legion of Logans today. I have quite a few Wolverines, and being a Canadian, I guess that's, like a membership due to Marvel Legends. You get your Wolverines, the way some of you New Yorkers probably have a lot of Spider-Man. Drew me into the Wolverine here was the fold down hood mask feature. So yeah, sucker bait, right? Got me. And say good morning to Roman Graham. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So I'm going to open that. We'll have a look at that together. I'm also going to open up what I think is the stupidest Marvel Legends series figure I've ever seen. And I don't mean that as an insult to the line. I just mean like, you know how they have that commercial, nobody likes a half-ass son going on right now, where you see half a jackass walking the streets all depressed. It's this. This figure is Marvel Legends completely phoning it in. I bought it just to say I wanted to see this thing up close and personal because it's astounding how ironically terrible this figure is. So I'm going to open that. We're going to give that the absolute worst title. I have a little championship belt here for him, for it. There we go. It's an AEW belt, but you can't really see that E. So AEW, absolute worst Marvel Legends figure. I bought it just so I could show it to you guys because I thought it was awesome. And we have something from the G.I. Joe line to open today. Hmm. It showed up about 20 minutes before this live. So we'll be doing that today. And then I'm going to pull down some of these figures from the Marvel Legends series that I've picked up recently, but I haven't had time to review just because life has been going bam, 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 right? So hey, let me know if we're having any sound issues today, guys. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. It's been a long time since I've used StreamYard, been on a live on my own channel. So if I have issues, now's the time to say something. Because you know me, I'll start rambling. Uh so what's been going on with G.I. Joe Classified? Holy crap. By this point, I think everybody's in the at least double digits for what they have on pre-order and nothing in hand besides the retro stuff coming in. And it's crazy if you think about everything we've had on pre-order since the dial tone leather neck wave. You know, everything that they've come out saying, do you guys want this? Do you guys want this? And then the whole shipping situation between the transition from China to Thailand, I guess, or whatever, or lost sea containers of dial tones out there. We have nothing in hand. But I know a lot of you guys got that message from Hasbro saying your rattlers are getting ready to ship and they want you to sort out your information. So I think that is a perfect point where the wave is really going to hit after that. You're going to get your rattlers and you're going to be just deciding on shelf space, and then you're going to be overwhelmed with more of these figures coming as we start seeing the Frag Viper and that old wave starting to show up. And I'm pretty excited for that. But the thing is, I have no idea when any of that is actually going to show up. I do know that the retro figures have started showing up. I've seen reviews on Rock and Roll, Mindbender Vipers, things like that. So it's been a weird lull. It's been months without anything for GI Joe to buy to review. The last review I did on a new GI Joe was Leatherneck. The last review I did was two after that for tactical perspective. It was the Hiss driver or Hiss tactician that my friend down South 77 sent me. And then everything else I've been doing has been Marvel Legends and other lines like just there's been no classified. So it's been a tough thing knowing that we all have these pre-orders here, but there's been nothing in hand to show, nothing in hand to talk about, nothing in hand to stimulate our interest in Joe outside of the comic books right now. And just the reveals that they show us. Still nothing in hand. Um and that's going to drive guys to look at other lines and things like that. And some of this came up the other night. If you guys had a chance to watch the Delta 17 special with Ken and Steve, Ken Poe and Steve Plett, they are the genesis behind the Delta 17 line. And if you guys look over here on my Delta 17 little display, um, I have the core team, but what they revealed last night was, there's going to be a desert desert combat 2-pack coming out. There's going to be a weapons set coming out, things like this. I've heard mentions of a Hind D. I was late in the discussion of that. I don't think they were showing any of that. I don't know, but yeah, Delta 17 has this beautiful window to get everybody's attention. um, does Valaverse have the same window right now with GI Joe Classified taking its time? Yeah, but I don't. I think they're gonna drop some new stuff soon. Yeah, and just there we go. GI Joe Desert. Yeah, absolutely. And Toy or fashion show. Oh, geez. I This is as close to a shave head as I can get, punk. At my age, if you still have it, you wear it, man. Um, oh, Shane, you still don't have the leather neck, really? Talk to me after, Shane, if you really are stuck. Leather neck is one I do see. I don't see dial tone, I see leather neck, and it sucks because I told Matt, hey, I see dial tone everywhere. Matt Matson was like, okay, can you grab me one? I was like, sure thing, go. They're all gone. So Shane, I'm gonna tell you, I see leather necks around. I can try and land you one out here if you want me to. But as soon as I tell you I will, they're gonna dry up. No, I will. I think my GameStop still has them, buddy. We can talk after. Send me a message. So yeah, Marvel Legends is one that I've been buying a lot of, and it's like I said I would snipe them. I haven't been sniping them. I've been buying a lot of them. So there was, a lot of reviews under alternative perspective, which is really what I do when I want to talk about anything else but GI Joe Classified or Retro Line. And it seems like all this channel's been about lately has been Marvel Legends. So why is that? I'm still giving Hasbro all my money, and then I'm getting pissed at them over the classified line for not yielding any product, but I still want to give them more of my money, right? So everything tongue in cheek when I criticize Hasbro, and there's going to be a lot of criticism of Hasbro throughout all of these tariff situations. Um, let's not get too crazy with the criticisms, right? If you're still planning on buying, then your rage only goes so far, and that's the case with me. My rage can only go so far. Yeah, Evil Dookie, I hear you, buddy. Pretty sure there's a shipping container at the bottom of the ocean full of dial tones just screaming to get out. If it was wetsuit, we wouldn't have that problem. Um, yeah, yeah. So, anyways, Marvel Legends, I've been buying a lot of them, so I'll open a couple in there, but I do have a GI Joe to share with you today. That was the gist of that. What else is going on? If you guys have been watching the reveals on the Marvel Legend or Marvel Legends stream yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, day before yesterday. You'll see that they did the predictable, okay, here's your Fantastic Four movie characters, and you've got your Dalzine version of Reed Richards, and meaning that they've looked at what Jada did with Dalzine and went, "Oh, we should have been doing that the whole time." So they did it, but they only do it with the arms. They don't do it with the legs. Um, if you look at Sue Storm, I mean, she's designed to look like the movie actress, but I've never seen a more haggard-looking Sue Storm. And Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, you got to buy two of them to really get your Human Torch experience. So there goes your what, $50, 70 over here. Hey, I got JLS Comics here. Good morning, JLS. Good to see you. Thanks very much. Yeah, so you got to buy two Johnny Flame Torch. The box all matches, and then it's Ben Grimm, and to me that figure seems lackluster. It's single pinned elbows because the rock arms are just so huge, yet the buck seems kind of small for what I picture the thing to look like. So I found it ironic, and then they had the female Silver Surfer. So the Fantastic Four is actually Fantastic Five figures plus the Silver Surfer that is really hitting some, it seems like mixed reception on the new Silver Surfer interpretation, which it's kind of predictable. People don't really like woke culture kind of stuff, and I don't know if that's really what was driving the Silver Surfer. I don't feel like it was a woke move so much as a multiversal kind of thing. Like, it definitely feels like the Fantastic Four. I think it's clear that this is a different Marvel universe than the one that the MCU, whatever, 616s and all that. Fantastic Four apparently are going to be leaving that universe, and we've seen that in a cameo somewhere I won't talk about. Um, Footloose looks more like Pedro Pascal than Mr. Fantastic does. Well, I mean, they're both Marvel properties, right? So you could take your Footloose head 3 years from now, whenever you get it, I don't know, and swap it out with the Reed Richards head, vice versa. I don't know. Maybe at some point Hasbro succeeds with Pedro. I got Model Misfits here. Good to see you, buddy. Right on. So yeah, they revealed those, and then more importantly, I think they revealed the Marvel Capcom stuff, and they can't call it Marvel versus Capcom. They got to call it Gamerverse, right? And This is okay, buddy. Well, thanks for swinging by. All right, we'll see you soon. Hey, good morning, Kenzo. Kenzo's Creations in the house. That's really great. Thanks very much. So yeah, the Marvel versus Capcom, you can't call it that. Whatever, for legal principles or rights, you gotta call it the Gamerverse figures. So I kind of like this. You guys know I picked up a few of the Spider-Man Gamerverse stuff there. Just a few, not a lot. And I had mixed feelings about some of them. Some of them, one or two were okay, and the other I felt was phoned in. Oh, okay, gotcha, buddy. Um, but there's some Gamerverse figures out there like the Venom that I'm like, okay, that looks like a better effort and whatnot. But these Capcom versus Marvel based ones, I thought were really cool, man. Like we kind of knew it was coming when we saw Marrow come out in the Nemesis Build-A-Fig wave. It was like, yeah, that's right out of the Capcom more than it is out of the comics at that point, right? Oh, that's nice of you, buddy. um, so yeah, so you're getting all these two packs, but they're all two packs for the most part, or large scale deluxe figures. And here it is again, guys. Hasbro, new pricing quotas, and an entire wave of double sets. And yet I'm ready to yield my money over to them. Why with that one in particular? Like, and I was saying this to Woody and Legend Series the other day on Legend Series. His live stream. Woody was over at his place hanging out. I was like, oh, I'm coming over and talk to them for a bit. And one of the reasons why is you're getting a re-release of like the Juggernaut. It's a bit bigger. It's pretty much the same one as they released before, but it's a bit bigger and this coming with a bit more. Re-release of Thanos, Captain America, another Wolverine, right? Like all these characters, and they're like, well, why? We have most of these again, but it's that Capcom fighting effect, and then what they do a little differently, and they showed this with the Wolverine one, is you while you're saying you're getting the same sculpts, they are changing a little bit of the details, like on the face and things like that, to more suit the video game than a previous iteration did, right? And you're getting this stupid blue Venom, which a lot of people really don't like, but a lot of people who like the game appreciate it being in there. But again, two packs, right? So if you don't like one, you're probably going to like the other and be forced to buy it anyways, right? Just skip down over here. Yeah, so like you said, 3 star. Yeah, I don't need that Juggernaut, but it looks good. Was that the build a figure one? I have no idea. No, this the Juggernaut they showed yesterday is a standalone. It'll be another Mega Deluxe large scale figure. Uh Only I think outpriced by the Shumagorath. Well, you can't call it Shumagorath. I think they lost that, right? But whatever the star-eyed thing is. Um, oh, thanks, buddy. Model Misfits loving the hair. Yeah, I took my son for a haircut, and then I had to show him that it could have been shorter. My son did not get a short haircut, and he's in cadets. Anyways, I had to do something military. But yeah, they showed all that. The Cap Venom 2 pack. Yeah, so there's a lot of mixed feelings on that. I think a lot of people are kind of like miss me with that Thanos shit. But the appeal for Psylocke was there, and the Wolverine, with the blasty effects. And I brought up, the reason I'm buying these uh is because I missed out on a lot of the older Marvel Legends. Um so like I don't have a Thanos, I don't have a Juggernaut. Those are two that I'm definitely after. The others, yeah, sure. But what's really driving it is how it looks on the shelf. The transition between my Marvel Legends collection and my Jada Street Fighter collection. All of a sudden, you've got this beautiful transition on your shelf that puts these two companies that clearly separate. They come together beautifully. And I think it's a really good move on behalf of Hasbro to do this now. Right when Jada has picked up a lot of recognition, respect, and steam with their line, knowing that those things are going onto the shelf and there's clearly a visible market, and they do it under their own Gamerverse property. I mean, it almost feels like dirty pool, but at the same time, it's I think it's a really good move. These figures aren't for everybody. And that is the mistake I think they make. But I think they do it quite knowing they're going to force that money out of your wallet by the two packs, right? If they did these on single figure waves, like they did with some of these Spider-Man 2 characters, I don't think they'd sell anywhere near as well. They wouldn't sell all of them. You'd get a bunch of Ollie stock, but in the two packs, I think one of the two packs might end up on Ollie's. The others will probably move well enough. So let me know. I mean, do you guys disagree? Do you think the market's not there for the Gamerverse stuff? Because I'll tell you, I didn't really think the Spider-Man one had a whole lot going for it, but it had some things I liked for sure. And I feel like this one's a stronger outing than that. So we'll just move down. And Shane hasn't had a haircut in 2 years. Yeah. And yeah, Marvel forcing themselves into the wallet. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so again, Hasbro pre-orders seem to be if they can't get you with the classified, then they'll get you with the Marvel. That's fine. They've got me hook, line, and sinker. I can only be so critical about the strategies, but it's annoying at this time where everybody is wondering what tariffs are going to do. And yes, I'm aware of the new nickname that they've given President Trump of Taco, and I know what it stands for. Just I'm not going to perpetuate that kind of stuff. You can look it up. But it's a comment on how unpredictable this tariff situation gets for our company. And we're going to watch prices go up on these toys, and they're not going to go down, guys. Why would they go down? Just if this whole tumultuous tariff situation ever gets resolved and the madness stops, it won't matter because whatever the toys are at then will not suddenly drop down in price. That will be the new standard, the new quote. We've seen it in other markets of gamer interest. Like I keep bringing up, this is Games Workshop all over again. And so yeah, you're gonna see them. Okay, so the MSRP on the eyeball starfish, dude, it is a massive multi-bendy piece with a movable eyeball and two shutter lids. There's really not a whole lot of science in how this thing is made, so much as just practicality. But the amount of plastics in there and what they're going to claim was needed to make it work, I think you guys are looking at a 75 to $85. Yeah, no, 75 most US, I think, for that guy. Yeah, for the eyeball starfish, dude. And that's just me guessing because I know in Canada up here, I'll probably end up paying definitely 99 to 120 for them. Uh, yeah, the app. What a fucking piece of poison that is. I'm more than 5 minutes in. I can swear now. Model Misfits, 4 breakers, 9 frag vipers. It'll be here next. Yeah, I'm still waiting for any indication that my GameStop pre-orders are on their way. They haven't, but my breaker and all those mass device guys are in on that. Um, so if you're wondering where you saw that thing before, yeah, it's in the Capcom game, but the MCU used Shumagorath in the opening for Doctor Strange and the Universe of Madness. And I think those two characters are either related or the same thing, just done by different properties. One for the video game, one for the movie. And somewhere in between is the comic version, right? That's my understanding, right? Hey, Triple D's in the house. Good to see you again. Right? And then okay. Model misfits. Yeah. Okay. So those are on the way. I don't have the photos up here yet, guys. And I'm not doing it, but we're getting into Yojo June, and you've started seeing reveals. And I've been saying this left and right. I love the new Budo. I love that reveal. The Budo I was making broke in my move. The hat broke, so I couldn't finish it. I think this one is amazing, but it is absolutely, well, I say hi to Riley Cross joining us. It is absolutely a brilliant little transition piece for G.I. Joe Classified for them to start Yojo. And I'm going to tell you what. One, it combines extremely well with Slice and Dice. If you have that going on your shelf, you're going to have a lot of traditional samurai look going on there with ninjas and all that other stuff. Great. but they've tacked him out with another loadout where he will look really good with Night Force Quick Kick that is coming. Um, that Night Force Quick Kick uses the same Ninja Skull Demon Oni looking thing, and they've got that constant through. So I think Budo's a really strong looking figure for what it's going to contribute with other figures around it. And even on its own, if you look at that thing, that is a total love letter to Keanu Reeves, 47 Ronin, and John Wick. Tell me I'm lying. If you guys, I'm sorry I can't provide the picture here. I don't have it up, but I'm just gonna skip there. And but that's absolutely what it is. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be ordering Budo. And Roman, you're going to Joe Fest this year. Good, man. You're going to have such a great time. There's so many good things going on about Joe Fest. I could spend the entire hour of this live just going over what you need to see, what you should bring, who you should hang out to, what a Club Tarkin should look like, and all that other stuff. But man, just remember to stop and enjoy the enjoy every booth. That's all I'll say. Stop and enjoy every booth. It's easy to run past a few looking for your favorites, but it's when you after the first day and on the second day and you really take your time, that's when you really appreciate what's going on there. That first day it's overwhelming, I found. But and meeting everybody, man, you're gonna meet some of the best people that you've always thought were in the chat. You're gonna meet them. Have a good time. Don't get too drunk. The hotel staff, be nice to them. No. Okay, you guys are trying to pressure Misfit into selling his stuff. uh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, Joe Fest. Clearly, I've got to miss it this year. I could say it's due to the border situation and the instability of driving across. It's really not about that. It's the financial right now. It cost me more than a couple of grand to do it last year. It was in the three. No, I think by the time I was done, it was like 5 grand. By the time I had spent airfare and all that other stuff and done everything, and this year I just can't make that available with the move and having to buy furniture and starting a new hobby with my son, which is airsoft. I bought an AK-74 and some kit, and me and my son run around and shoot each other and our friends in the woods. And I relive my best days of the military by shooting children. It's awesome. If you haven't shot a child with airsoft, you haven't lived. Yes, there's adults there, but they tend to get cover faster. Anyways, what do you guys say? We're about a half hour in. I'm gonna open up that Wolverine 97, and then I'm gonna open up the worst Marvel Legends figure I could ever present to you guys. 13 in the chat. Thanks very much. So we're gonna get out the old X-Acto blade and the first aid kit, and we're gonna have a look at this. Now, just having a quick look, you guys can see on the back which wave this came out of. I'm just doing a quick count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh, I want to say I've got about 5, 6, or 7 Wolverines now. With the Capcom one coming, I'll have even more. I'm buying that Capcom one because I like the exaggerated mask and I like the amount of ab crunch he has. But the Capcom one will also have the extra longer claws, and he just looks cool. But as a Canadian, like I said, I've had to accept the horrors of figure representation being repeated. And here we go with a Wolverine 97. Why did I buy this Wolverine 97, guys? Well, as I spill everything out, it's not the traditional extra fisty hands that he comes with. Nope, not those. That's got nothing to do with nothing. It's oh hey, GI Jetman's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. It's this. I have not seen a Wolverine figure that included this little nod, and I think that is the coolest. We'll get the buck out, and we'll take the I hate that crunch on camera. There's the other head he's coming with. A straight faced, stern but serious look. And he's not growling. He's not doing anything savage. And he's got the comic book regularized mask pieces there. And so we got that. But what drew it to me is I'm going to do the head pop here without having ever put them in the dryer. Whew, that came off clean. This is what this is all about. And my buddy Will, the manager over at the GameStop, was kind of curious what that is. Now, it doesn't see as good as it should, but a hairdryer will solve that. But that's exactly what that's supposed to do, right? So that's why I bought this Wolverine. Oh dear God, I have a Logan problem. So he'll be added to my legion of Logans at the end of this episode. You can see he's got butterfly joints. He's as well articulated as the other character I said I wanted to really put a focus on today. So I'm going to turn around. There you go. There's your XMen 97. How's that head? That head's not bad there. He looks down okay. Looks up fantastic. Okay, hang on. Hang on. This is actually not a bad Logan at all. That's actually pretty effing sweet. Is he maximum? Absolutely not. No, he's not. Yeah, and that's how I feel. Best bit of kit for a good Wolverine, right? So we'll take that off. We're gonna pop that back on. And there's your head tilt action. So you can get some really good ones. This is actually a fine Wolverine. It's better than I thought it was. I didn't realize he had the butterflies because in the box, the way his shoulder pads were, couldn't really tell. Didn't watch any reviews on him. Silly me. There you go. So off to the Legion of Logans with you. That was Retro 97 Wolverine. I don't have much of the 97 line besides Magneto, but let's turn them around and let's grab, oh, another couple of figures to talk about here. Is my bum on camera? Don't look at my bum, you bunch of bum lookers. Yeah. What was it we were after? Jackin. Yeah, we'll do these two. So I said I was more impressed with this figure than anything else lately, and that is the Dakin, because it's got the same articulation pretty much as that 97, but those butterflies are amazing on this thing, and that traditional brown's looking good. So, he almost makes it into the Legion of Wolverines just through relation, right? We'll just catch up on the chat. Yeah, me too. It's not every day, but it's important that today I did because I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, the Canadian ass. Thank you, Shane. Yeah. So it's I'm not no Captain America, I'm barely even Captain Canuck, but so the Capcom Psylocke reminds me that I never did a review on X-Force Psylocke, but if you guys ever get a chance, the X-Force Psylocke and Phantom X is actually pretty cool. But I don't want to focus on that because I have somebody waiting to get on because I told him to show up and he did. I'm conjuring Star. Where are you at? Can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you guys hear 3 star? Because I can't. Let me know in the chat if you guys are hearing 3 star.
Probably helps if I unmute it.
Ah, now I'm hearing 3 star. There we go.
I thought I unmuted it because I was back here eating cereal and I didn't know when you were gonna bring me on. So I had to.
Yeah.
What's that going on, man? How you doing, buddy?
Not much, buddy. Just figured I'd slowly ease my way back into lives. We'll start with this weekend, and I'm probably gonna do it every other weekend. Next weekend
Okay.
I'm camping, so can't do it next weekend. But
All right, good deal.
yeah,
We're
I saw
glad
you.
to have you. Glad to have you back.
Thanks, buddy. Well, I mean, we're still every other Wednesday. You and I doing the backyard battlefield. Still, we still got that on the go. It's not like I'm never live. It's just Saturdays are not as busy now.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see it. Glad to see you settled and got your new IKEA shelves built behind you and
Yeah,
full of toys.
I got IKEA shelves everywhere, and I was gonna mention like I still have more to build, and I should, but I'm procrastinating today. But I wanted to get this out of the way, and then, like I said, I've got things I got to do today, and I'm half expecting to go pick up my kid from cadets at some point.
I wanted to thank you for we must have done something down here to piss you off because you sent us the smoke. You gave us the smoke. We're getting Canadian smoke. How close to you is that fire?
That's Manitoba. That's a province over.
Okay.
Yeah, but I believe it's Manitoba right now that's having that crisis. Yeah, they're looking at evacuations, but you're getting the smoke down that far, eh?
Yeah, it's pulling it. It's pulling it right down, like in a almost in a like a J shape. It's coming right through here this
Oh, that
weekend. So I
sucks.
hope they can get that put out for you guys.
Yeah, and for those of you guys wondering who that might affect, I thought Steve Plett was, well, I know his characters were from Manitoba, but I thought he had family or was in Manitoba as well. Hopefully that's not affecting him or anybody he knows out in that
Hope not.
area. Yeah. So just I see the guys making deals for Breaker in the chat right there for Mono Misfits. Never mention you have four of something that people couldn't get.
Right.
Yeah. So I just did the Wolverine. You guys want to see the worst Marvel Legends series figure I could have ever picked up? And I'll tell you why it's the worst. It, it is X-Force Cannonball. Absolute stupidest. It wins this belt. We're taking this out of the box, guys. This ironic piece of crap. I had to have it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm coming back for this one day. Did you ever see this figure?
I have never seen that figure, but I hope that is one you were able to get for $4.
No, 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 no. This was at a specialty shop, so it's your standard. We're gonna recoup what we pay. This was the full price,
Oh
$35
man.
Canadian. It comes with Wendigo's leg.
Are you
Right?
building Wendigo?
I can't. You know who's in the Wendigo wave?
No.
Guardian from Alpha Flight, who I've been trying to
Oh.
get. Yeah,
One
yeah,
day you will be able to have Wendigo's arm or whatever the hell comes with him.
yeah. They also have X Force Wolverine, and then Boomer or Time Bomb, and then yeah, who else is in that wave? Another Nightcrawler and Mister Sinister. So nailing those figures down not going to be easy. But the reason I picked this was because I have Husk, who is her brother, or he's her brother, right? And Cannonball's an original New Mutant. He's in the movie, the New Mutants, everything like that. This is his X Force costume. But you, if you've watched me review Marvel before, I've always complained they don't come with flight stands. You need flight stands. You need
Right.
flight stands, Marvel. Stupids. Right? So now I get what I've asked for.
And that's
Right?
actually a better blast effect looking thing than most of what we get with Joe's. But please tell me you're going to do a tactical perspective on that figure.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might make my points more clear there. I thought I'd just get them out now and then forget about them. But like he's got fine head tilt, so you can have him flying. But much like an adult toy might have, he should have a suction cup on the back so you can stick him to a wall or something so it looks like
It's
he's
like
flying.
Robo Force.
Yeah, but he stands there, right? And I was like, how ironic is it? It comes with a Build-A-Fig leg, but he doesn't have legs of his own. You couldn't include a separate piece to swap out to show that Cannonball is not always blasting his ass. Like, can you imagine trying to pose him with the other New Mutants just standing there, talking?
Like for a
Sorry,
group
guys.
photo.
Yeah, no group photo here unless it's Cannonball leaving. He never stays. He's always leaving.
He's
Right?
always in a hurry.
So I gotta see though. Yes, well, I absolutely think that this belt will fit him, and that's all he comes with, guys. A blast effect.
That was my going to be my question was does he at least come with a some kind of lower half of something you can change it out? That really is the worst figure.
That is, I think, the worst attempt. Like, if they had included an extra set of legs, there we got that on there. We'll put him over here. If they'd included the extra set of legs, I'd be like, yeah, that's an amazing cannonball because you did this, but they did not.
They just run out of money when they got to that guy. He was an afterthought anyway. He had to have been.
Well, it's not often I'll buy a stupid figure just to make a point, but Cannonball, I love the New Mutants. I love Cannonball as a character. Sam Guthrie was great, and I no problems there. But it was also like I like completing my mutant families. Like I got Colossus, I had to get Magic. I got Scott Summers, I had to get Havoc. I had to get Corsair. Like if there's a mutant family in there, I'm probably gonna end up picking them off, right? Eventually, I'll get Black Tom Cassidy to go with Banshee and them. But I saw your comment there, Model Misfits. Yeah, but in Canada, our Amazon's a bit different on where they source from, I think, right? Because every time I go on there, it's a lot more than that or not even available.
I actually saw him on there, and I meant to tell you that he is available here. So if all else fails, we
Well,
can get him here and
I'll
get him to
see.
you.
My wife has the Prime account, so I'll see if she can maybe look it up. I see what you're putting up there. Thank you very much for that. I'll put that up in a second. No, guys, it's all
Okay.
right. I'm gonna check my way first because as kind as it is, guys, with the way the post system works, your generosity is often even more generous by the shipping and handling. It complicates things and it makes things unnecessary if I can track it down here. But I appreciate the sentiment, guys. I
It's
wanted
very
to.
expensive to ship up there. If you
Oh,
go
okay.
UPS, not as or you UPS, if you go postal service, it's not. I mean, it's still expensive, but it doesn't wind up being as much
Yeah.
on Crow's end because he's anytime you send something up there, there's additional costs on top of whatever the postage is.
Yeah, and that's just the border. And I assume, and I think what ends up happening is just we the way we ship them out, those costs are calculated because I don't think you guys have anyways, it's postage. Anyway, we're getting away from the subject. I
Yeah.
wanted to bring this picture up. Well, thanks first of all, Crown Slayer, for letting me know that they did make a cannonball with legs. I would hate to see that this is the only one out there. But Darren, you shared this photo. I'm gonna put this up, add this one to stage. And
Yeah,
this is what I was
I
talking
sent it
about.
to you. I
Yeah.
sent it to you, but you didn't see it. You know,
Yeah.
you can see the message.
No,
So
because
I'll
I
just
don't
throw it
have
up.
the super what is it? The ProWare for StreamYard.
Oh,
So
I
I
don't
wasn't able
either.
to get thumbnails up for some reason.
Okay.
But yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is 47 Ronin John Wick right here. Right.
You know, I didn't see John Wick until you said something. I didn't even see that with
Well,
him, but yeah,
if
yeah,
you put
I see
that
it.
head on the body instead of the other one, that's all I see. It's just like this is a Keanu love letter. Which is cool because I wasn't really a big fan of the Budo lore to begin with. Like it's a Joe, and it was kind of like so bordering on appropriation the way they generated Budo. But I think
Yeah.
they've salvaged a character that maybe was a little bit beyond redemption for a lot of people. I think that's what we're looking at with this figure. Not everybody's gonna love it, but I think a lot more people like it than they thought they would.
So I'm in that camp. I never had Budo as a kid. I was still buying GI Joes, still playing with GI Joes when Budo come out. I never
Mhm.
wanted him. I thought he was stupid. I still think he's stupid, but they sure did make him look good.
Yeah, you were thinking Hanzo from Fast and the Furious. Yeah, that's another character I could see paralleled into that. I don't have his file card handy, but yeah, he was basically a New York samurai, right? Like it was like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, can't remember if he came after or before Captain Gridiron, but this is where Joe was reaching into the well and pulling up everything, right? So
They were scraping. They were already scraping when they got to him. So
yeah, but yeah, and this is yeah, I like that. Is that a grass skirt? It does look like a grass skirt. I think it's just a cloak. Like I think it's over the shoulders, not across the waist. But
yeah, I think so. That's what it looks
yeah,
like to me because it's got the almost like pauldrons, pointy pauldrons
yeah, and
off to the side.
yeah, I like the red scarf up at the top over the second head feature. Like that's that's gonna look kind of cool for that. Oh, I am a Ronin, samurai with no master kind of feel. Like it's cool. I dig it. I dig it for what it is. Whether or not it makes sense in a Joe line, completely separate issue.
Yeah, I mean we already have DNA soup snake lord, so
Yeah.
might as well have the last samurai too. And I've got actually got his file card if you want to show it. I don't care.
Oh,
Got it
yeah.
up.
If you've
So
got it, let's see if this makes sense or not. Because same time says he loves that he's always working on the Harley. I think that's in the file card. As far as it being a Hasbro exclusive, Roman, I have no idea. I think they just dropped the render and nothing else to it.
I think it slipped. I don't think this render was supposed to come out yet. I think
You
it
don't
got
think
out.
so? It was
Mm-mm.
pretty. It was circulated pretty quick. I don't know.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
internet's going internet.
If we find out this was a joke, it would be like, ah, come on, guys. April was a while ago. So, file card, Kyle Jesso, he's infantry first, so that's why we had to have that infantry loadout with him, I guess. Hand to hand combat instructor from Sacramento, California. I said New Yorker. He's from Cali. Okay. What does it say? Budo's father was an orthodontist in Oakland. His grandfather was a farmer in Fresno. His great grandfather was a track worker on the Rocky Mountain line, and his great great grandfather was a fencing master in one of the last greatest samurai warrior families of Japan. On his 18th, okay, so he is of that line. I thought he was for some reason I felt like he was a Caucasian appropriating the line, but I forgot. Yeah, he's just American born Asian or Japanese. On his 18th birthday, he was given the family swords and a haiku, and I'm not going to bother reading the haiku. Okay, fifth degree black belt, Nido, the living blade, similar rank martial arts. And there it is at the end. If he didn't spend so much time working on his chopped pan head Harley and listening to heavy metal. So that
He's
makes more
basically
sense.
Turk Murphy.
Yeah, he's Turk Murphy and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I don't. His great great grandfather was a fencing master. That's pretty far removed for this dude that grew up in California, right? To farmers and orthodontists.
Yeah. I gotta
Maybe
say hi.
he's got some kind of link to Mindbender.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot there. You feel like the designers really hated some of the more intrusive doctors they had to visit as a kid, right? Like the dentists, the orthodontists. Say hi to Grievance. Good to see you, buddy. And Bobby Wold. Can't wait to mix them. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I didn't put. I have to double tap these. There's Grievance. And then Bobby. Hey, what to do with the second set of armor? Well, what did you do with Tripwire's other set of armor? It's the same problem, right?
I need to open another grunt and put the steel core head on and use that other tripwire armor.
That's a good idea.
Can't use the grunt head because that's grunt.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose, right? No matter what you do, you can't escape that
That's
look.
grunt.
Yeah, that's grunt. It's like using Falcon. Can't do it. That's Falcon. Oh,
It's
pardon
like
me for yawning on camera.
it's like using Agent Venom Flash Thompson to make Fred. That's just Flash Thompson playing Crimson Guard.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta give you that one. But I still like that head for a Fred.
Oh, it looks great. I just my head canon doesn't work like most people's. So
Yeah, I think what helps me accept that one was I never gave a shit about Flash Thompson in the comments. He's
yeah,
like one of the least memorable D-list characters.
I didn't care much for him either.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move things right along right now because like if I can get done within the hour and a half, that's even better. More time for me to get ready for the rest of this day. So what do you guys say we open a Joe? Just for shits and giggles.
Sounds good to me.
Seeing as this whole channel thing started with G.I. Joe, and we were just talking about G.I. Joe, my DHL order came in just before the live, and so we are going to open up a Viper. Why not? Well, and rather than be crinkly cut, I ordered two of them, and I've already done the cutting. So we can get right to open.
Nice little trick there.
Yeah. Order two for saving sound bites, right? So we got I'm not making too big of a deal of this, guys. If you have Vipers, you have them and you know the differences already between the two, but we'll show them. And at some point I will take full screen for this there, Darren, just to show these guys. But
Cool.
I bought the Viper 3 pack, and then I did a custom job on my officer, so I'm sans an officer. But I always knew I was going to end up with 2 more Vipers, because if you look at the cover of the Viper 3 pack, they're in a squad of 5. And it pissed me off because I was like, now I can't accept a squad of 3, you know? So I'm kind of glad the retro line came out with the other ones. We'll get rid of that. So what do we get with this one? We got his funky goggles here. I'm going to do the full screen thing here. Solo Leo, there we go. So you got his funky goggles. We knew that that was coming. We got a reuse steel core rifle, which I thought was interesting because originally all these were just kind of for the steel core. Cobra had their own crap, but now we're just blending lines.
These weapons are ass. They're ass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I like the weapon selection at all. You get Leatherneck's backpack, but all in black because the paint apps went right to the buck, not to the gear. You get a back spot which hides his other weapons. Really not. Hey, Cat, what'd you do with my scissors? Did you take them? Are you sitting on them with your shitter?
I
don't
am
want
the kitty viper.
Get that out of your ass. That's gonna hurt you. All right, so we got the other. Oh my god! Okay, this had the silencer attached. If you guys watch the replay later, you just watched it projectile into my face and onto the shelf. So I'll track that down later. But another steel core assault style rifle, not overly impressive. The actual most impressive piece is the wrapped handle pistol, which is just going to sit in his holster. So there you go. That's the kit layout. And then what does make this Viper, I guess, more appealing, while I pop them out, crinkle, crinkle, is you do have extra hand options, right? We're getting the, oh God, the standard, I'm not overly crazed about it. You get the standard Cobra Commander hands so that your Viper can be the Cobra Commander for a minute, I guess. But you can see they'll match up on those red gauntlets, red grenades, red padding. This is the big difference, right? So gets those goggles on. It puts the goggle on its head, or it gets the lotion again. We put the backpack on there, and then
I have heard
humble.
several people say that the goggles do fit on this figure much better than they did on the other one.
I would suppose, yeah, I've had these ones slip off a lot. These ones went on very snug. I'm noticing what I do really like about this one off the hop, my first impressions, and yeah, I'll probably end up doing a tactical perspective on this soon, is I like the belt and the holster assembly. That's something different. He's got a mag light on there facing the back, and he's got an open holster to drop the pistol in. So you can kind of get more attention to detail out of that pistol looking at it than it covered. It's less plastic being used. That's always good. Yeah. There's your Viper, guys. The retro card Viper. So to remember, as I leave the exit solo layout, just get caught up over here. Oh, sorry, guys. Same time you like this Viper, do you? All right. Toxicam put a little paint on the goggles. They did. They did. You can see a little bit of paint on the goggles, just on the lenses, nowhere else. Yeah, it's a fair question, Dookie. I've wondered that myself. Maybe it's just to protect the sensor tech that's in there, in line with the eyes. But it's a fair point.
The only thing I could ever think was it's something for if if he removes his helmet, he'll still have some eye protection. That's it.
Clearly, yeah, that would make the most sense.
If you have full face protection, why would you remove it? It's for goggles. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get some sun. And Shane was like, "Yeah, for when you're not wearing the helmet." I don't know how you ever seen a Viper figure with no helmet to put them goggles on, because I haven't.
Well, and here's the other thing. If I was, because being armored, I always had goggles on my helmet, but if they were meant for my head, they would hang on my neck because
Right.
my head and my helmet are not the same diameter at all, right? So if they were really meant for his thing, he would be constantly taking them off his helmet and readjusting them and then putting them on, right? So eye pro wasn't the thing in the 80s, right? Yeah, well, it wasn't fashionable, certainly. You know, they were birth control glasses. You weren't getting laid wearing those. All right, so there's the Viper. All right, so I'll read you the file card and we'll just see if he matches up. It says Vipers are the backbone of the Cobra Legions. They are highly motivated, superbly trained, and formidably equipped. If you want to get anywhere in Cobra, you start at the bottom as a Viper. So they're at the bottom, but they're superbly trained. Cobra doesn't reward success with parades and medals. They offer wealth, power, and outlet for terrible urges. So those are your general description of a ne'er-do-well that starts his days off, starting his career in Cobra. And I forgot to mention, of course, as is the standard with all retro figs, he has the base that we never use. Little stand. At least he's got a stand and he has his own legs. That's already miles above where we left off with my cannonball.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If he will actually stand with no weak points, that's a win.
Yeah. So I'll look at him another time, put him together and get some opinions on him, but and do a tactical perspective. But I don't know, man. There's just something. It feels off to not have done, like I started this channel doing tactical perspective because I love GI Joe so much. I've done what 20 some odd like Marvel Legends reviews in the last time since doing that.
Yeah.
To come back out the gate doing a classified review on a Viper feels like a weak sauce kind of moment. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I really want to do like Frag Viper or somebody more poignant, right? But it's
Yep.
actually not a bad Viper. He's actually kind of grown on me a bit. I wasn't expecting to like him very much. Definitely not going to keep those guns.
Oh no, man, fuck them guns.
Fuck them
That's the
guns.
problem. I have the same opinion a lot of people have with these retro figures. They are 90% cash grabs, and if you're gonna do a retro figure, do the retro weapons. I don't care if it's only makes it a 2 figure wave instead of a 3 figure wave, just to do the tooling to get the classic weapons. It's a poke in the eye to do these figures to look like the original 80s Real American Hero characters and not do the weapons.
Yeah, yeah. And I think was it Punk that he did his review and he got the 3D printed weapons because it was just intolerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. A lot of people have done that with this guy and with the other Vipers. I mean, the 3 pack Vipers. There were a lot of people that just went and had 3D printed ones done, and I may get one too. I'm thinking about ordering, some from John, because he's
Yeah.
got several variations of the Viper rifle.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an order of things that I need from John pulled together, but right now it's so few, and I'm just like I'm gonna wait till I have a larger number because I don't know. It's just something about opening a box and getting two little items. I want
Yeah, yeah.
multiple. Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm going to pay shipping, especially if there's things I want that's not really going to add much to the shipping, I'm the same way. Like, get a few.
yeah, and guys, if you not we didn't say it, it's John over at Top Fun Retro Toys 3D. He does amazing prints of any weapon that's in service right now or ever has been really, as well as Star Wars and sci-fi weapons, blast effects, crates, you name it. He's got it. Go check him out. It's Top Fun Retro Toys 3D. Believe that's the order of the words.
Yep.
But very friend of the channel, and definitely if you don't believe me, go see Punk's channel. He's done a ton of reviews on his stuff.
Cocoa
You get
Smooth.
Coco Smooth is also visiting him. Yeah. I like this comment by Son of Crayon Slayer. Uh, it would make sense if they were, but they're not, right? Like the Vipers, you have to aspire to be a Cobra Trooper, it sounds like, because you start off as a Viper. But then what's going on when you become an Alley Viper or a Night Viper or a Heat Viper? Like it's a weird graduated program of some sort. But But anyways, oh, here we go. There's a quick reference. Thanks to Darren, he's showing you the site there. So this is Top Fun Retro Toys 3D. You guys can go check him out. And like I said, there you go. You get your Viper scale weapons right there. Thank you, Darren, for including that. That was, man, you are good on the fly. Holy crap. I'm so glad I sent you that link.
When I when I don't have to actually run the stream, it's actually I can pull stuff up and actually think ahead. So yeah, Top Fun Retro Toys here. He's got a 3-pack. You get a 3-pack of all the different types of the Viper weapons that he's printed. He's got looks like 8, 9, 10 different types, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm going to speak to this point. Shane, you're not wrong. Okay. They're not cheap 3D prints. He's using the right plastics, the kind of stuff that you would expect from the more reputable 3D like aftermarkets parts guys. Definitely. So I'll bring you back because that one's shutting down on us. Remove from stage.
Okay.
But the pricing, I think it's fair. It's when you get into shipping and handling that you feel it, added to that sort of stuff. And with weapons, that feels weird. To me, it does. But I got good news for you guys. If you're going to Joe Fest, he's going to be there just like he was when we met him last year. And he'll have his booth set up there. And man, once John gets talking to you, he'll ask you what you're looking for, and he'll show you. He's got it. And once you see the quality and the paint and everything come into play, you don't have a problem buying a few guns off a guy, even at those
Yeah.
prices. So the prices aren't that bad by the comparison to what you could be settling out for. Let's get caught up there.
Grievance has got a comment right there. That's what we got Turk for. Turk
Yeah.
makes some really awesome weapons. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, this is a suppressed Desert Eagle from Turk.
Oh, really? I haven't seen any of Turk's stuff, but I was aware that he had started doing this. And yeah, not, you know, it's a big open market, guys. Find one, there's another, right? So Turk, definitely I got another guy. Darren's showed you a piece right there. So talk to Turk as well.
Turk
I
can hook
met
you up.
John. Yeah. So I promote John more of a personal vendetta of YouTube symmetry. John's channel started around the same time mine did.
Yeah.
And he was doing reviews as well as promoting his stuff. And I noticed that long before I went to Joe Fest. And when I met him at Joe Fest, I was like, holy crap, I've been following you for a while. And to see how his stuff had grown, his catalog grown. And then once he started after Joe Fest, like things just picked up for him. You guys are looking at a strong company there. And Turk, buddy, I know you're getting everybody in the chat flaring you. So that's good to go. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, John goes all out with the paint. Yeah. And Kate, yeah, you got to be careful holding up those weapons, like apparently, because we could get cut off, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. But yeah, but I mean, was that what you guys were just doing? Were you just holding them up like that in the palm of your hand when you got cut off? I meant to ask you that, Shane. Were you just like clearly it was a tiny toy that you're cupping in your hand? I meant to ask you exactly what the circumstances were when they yanked your stream for that.
Yeah.
Something you just read reminded me of a discussion that we had a while back with me and you and another guy that we used to do this with, talking about the Vipers. Because I remember we had this debate over who was the lower rung on the Cobra ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was just like blue shirt infantry, and turns out it actually is the Viper. You just read it in the file card if you want to start out anywhere. And it seems like, I remember when we talked about this, they just kind of replaced the blue shirt with the Viper, like Roadblock was Rock and Roll's replacement, and then whatever, that kind of things. Like they phased out the blue shirt, so it
Yeah.
seems like they were both kind of the same lower rung where you had to start out somewhere, and then after '86, it was just when you joined, instead of getting a blue shirt outfit, they gave you a Viper outfit.
Yeah, I mean, when you're releasing new figs to try and keep your line alive, and you do a new troop build at some point, yes, it's good that you address where they fall into the hierarchy of Cobra, but it's clearly retconned, right? Because
Yeah.
if if you look at the financial investment of kitting a Viper versus the Blue Troop,
Yeah.
these are not the disposable ones.
No, well, that was just it, and that was kind of where my discrepancy always come from with that, because I'm looking at my toys and I have them both, and I've got one dude that's basically just given a set of pajamas and a helmet and a baklava,
Yeah.
baklava, and then I got this other dude that's got a full helmet with a face shield and body armor and gauntlets. I'm like, Cobra got an influx of cash somewhere. A cash infusion, they call it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's just it. Like, so that's where I guess Tomax and Zaymont are really busy, is making all the money to fuel these awesome uniforms, right?
Hell yeah, I need to buy some extensive enterprises stock. Maybe they did
Yeah.
crypto.
Yeah. Well, so I've shown all the figures I planned on showing. Really, I was gonna shop. Yeah, I still haven't gotten my Jada Street Fighters at all. And I'm really jealous now because you guys not only got Sagat, but there was like a pause 2, 3 weeks. And then you had Blanca, and I thought in that time we'd at least have Sagat by now. But we haven't seen that. So once the Jada stuff starts coming in, I'll start throwing those into the alternative perspective stuff. There's Blanca there. And if you guys haven't seen on Darren's channel, he has reviewed all of these, the new Blanca, the new Jada. You also did the 80th anniversary Venom today, didn't you?
Yeah, that come out this morning. I just got that guy. Let me grab him here. He's still over here beating the shit out of Spider-Man. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the 85th anniversary Marvel Venom, and this is the only Venom that I have. Like, I didn't have a Venom the same way I didn't have a Spider-Man. It was just something that I wanted to pick up. So after I got Maximum Spidey, I'm like, well, I need Spidey villains, and Venom was one I wanted. And I've had my eye on this figure he's been out for like almost a year, I think.
Hmm.
And I never saw him in a store. Only place I ever found him online was Target, and I just never pulled the trigger. And then we were down at Yojo Depot last weekend, and he had a decent price on him. Um, More than now, he's gone up in value, but I still got him cheaper than eBay or whatever. So it's a good figure, man, for just
I
getting a Venom in your collection.
Yeah, I mean, if that's actually a solid Venom. I was happy that it had the butterflies, considering how big of a character it was. Like, he's a little bit larger, right?
Yeah,
Um,
his butterflies, man. On this guy's butterflies are amazing.
yeah. But and are those pins exposed or no?
Oh, you can see them.
Okay, so it's not pinless. It's but
Yeah,
double.
no,
Yeah,
it's pinned, but since the figure is all black, they don't really show up like they do
yeah,
on a
they
lot of the
don't.
other ones. But yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
they're definitely there.
Right on. Well, I so guys, you can check out Darren's channel, see that review. I just watched it this morning. I definitely am loving those I don't know, man. That tongue, you're right. It's hard to describe how kind of cool the tongue is without getting into weird territory.
I know everything I wanted to say about the tongue. I'm like, nope, not gonna say that. Not
Yeah.
gonna say that.
So yeah. So with the because I'm gonna start closing stuff out. I'd like to keep this under the hour and a half today for sure, because I do have
All right.
other things to get ready for today. And but I want to just thank everybody for stopping by. I'm going to do a quick walk here and show you a bunch of figures that I haven't shown on my channel, just because I haven't had time, but also give you an idea of my living state, because you guys have been seeing me in boxes all this time. So I'm just going to show you. Finally, we have a dragonfly in the living room, right?
As you should.
Where it should be, on a glass table where that shows up nicely. And then we've got arcade in the arcade, the Legion of Logans, where this new Logan will go. And then we've got the wall of Marvel and everything like that. The GI Joe stuff still stays in the studio downstairs. I'm not done with that studio. It'll just be bigger because I'm getting a bed out of there. So when we go back to doing classified reviews, like we'll put everything on a review table still and whatnot, and then they'll end up on shelves. But I just wanted to show you guys that life has moved on. I am moving forward, and I do have many other rooms than just the studio now to decorate. Chicks dig toys all over the house, right? Like this is gonna get me laid,
They
right?
love it. They love it. Keep pictures of that on your phone, so when you go out and you just happen to bump into somebody and start talking to me like, "This is what my place looks like, baby."
Yeah, I mean, like, what better way to know a chick? Like, tell a chick you're good with me. Be like, how many HasLabs did your last man have?
Yeah, that's right. And
Right?
also
Smooth.
give her some kind of pre-screening forewarning before she ever gets to the house, and that way it's just not a total shock when she walks in.
Nope, we can hang out in two rooms: the bathroom and the spare bedroom. That's
Yeah,
it.
if you just tell her that you collect toys, she may be expecting something else when she gets there.
Yeah, and
Just
that's what I
say
mean.
no.
Like, isn't that a ripoff that we did get that little suction end to the end of Cannonball?
Oh man, yeah, that's true. He could have been a shower toy.
Yeah. So I know Kim Kardashian's probably watching right now, and I'm like, "You're too old for me, sweetheart. I like them young." So I like them Hasbro age. Well, what a thing to end this stream on, guys.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for popping by. Darren, I want to thank you for joining me and providing those images was really nice. I appreciate that. I want
You're
to say
welcome, bro.
thanks for Grievance for acknowledging that it is an instant panty dropper. I think we all knew this. This is the financial flex chicks notice is when you spend it on toys,
I
right?
think it's
So
when you have toys, but you have them on honest to God matching real shelves. I think that's the difference.
that's it. Yeah. When
Not
she notices the gridiron and the Top Fun 3D prints, she's you're
Mhm.
eccentric too. Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't have them just like on a bunch of stacked up milk crates or anything. That's how you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this live. I'm gonna come back not next week. I'm going camping to a cottage. I'll do some photography crap out there with my kid. But while we put up Bobby's
Yeah, it's
comment
true.
there. I'm gonna try and come back at least the week after and do a Saturday live at least once to twice a month from this point moving forward. So we'll do that, and then like I said, no real giveaways coming up or anything like that. I'm not really a giveaway channel, but if I do hit that 1,000 subscriber mark at some point, then of course I have to revisit that and celebrate that in some way, shape, or form. So if you've joined me looking for that today, sorry, I don't have any news on that front for a little while, but I do want to thank you guys for popping in and Sean Jones. I'm glad you caught some of it. And if you're the replay squad, thanks for doing that. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe stuff, and do check out Darren's more recent reviews on the pardon me, on the Venom and on the Street Fighter stuff. And stay tuned, and I'll throw you a review on a couple of Marvel Legends and maybe a retro Viper. Seeing as I got a couple to show you, all right? All
And
right, Darren.
Backyard Battlefield on Wednesday
There we go.
over
I was
on
just gonna
Third
say,
Star.
Darren, you hit me up and said we got to come up with some ideas for that this week. So that's gonna be the next focus after I get the stuff done today. Just thinking of some sort of weird stuff to talk about that day, but hopefully
I,
more Joe news by then, right?
oh yeah, I think we'll definitely have some Joe news to go over on Tuesday. Of course, everybody will probably be sick of hearing it by the time we come on Wednesday, but that's just the way it goes in toy world. So I'm gonna be trying to
True.
think of some good ideas for us today while I'm driving around my squishy yard mowing clumpy grass on the lawnmower. So,
Right on, man. All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this live. Thanks very much. We'll see you on the next ones. And like I said, do check out Darren's channel if you haven't been caught up and catch up on that stuff. And we'll see you very soon. Thanks for coming by. Take
see you
care.
guys.
I'll see you backstage, Darren.
All right.